Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So hello everyone, back with me. I am Keisha Lavinia. I am from English Education 4th semester class B. So now I want to explain about principle of teaching English to young learners. Okay, so for teaching English to young learners, of course, there are some methods, approach, and technique. Now in this video, I want to explain about it. So in approach, there are include behaviorist, multiple intelligence theory, input approach, humanist approach, and constructivist approach. So behaviorist approach. First, behaviorist approach. So behaviorist approach, this approach focuses on shaping behavior through positive reinforcement such as rewards and praise. And it emphasized the role of the teachers in controlling the learning environment and directly influencing the learner's behavior. Technique, technique like repetition, drill, and habit formations are commonly used. And for the second is multiple intelligence theory. So it developed by Howard Gardner. This theory suggests that individuals have different types of intelligence, such as linguistics, logical, mathematical, spatial, bodily kinesthetic, musical, interpersonal, and intrapersonal. And the approach encourage teachers to recognize and cater to the diverse learning styles and strengths of individual students. And activities and instructional methods are designed to engage multiple intelligence, allowing learners to explore and develop their unique abilities. And for next is input approach. So this approach advocated by linguist named Stephen Krashen. It emphasized the importance of providing comprehensible inputs, which is language input that is slightly above the learner's current level of understanding. It focuses on creating a low anxiety environment where learners can naturally acquire language through exposure and engagement without the pressure of explicit instructions. And the goal is to facilitate language acquisitions through meaningful interactions and exposure to the target language. And for next is humanist approach. So the humanist approach places the learner at the center of the educational process and emphasizing the importance of personal growth, self actualizations, and the development of the whole person. It encourages learner autonomy, self-direction, and the integrations of emotional, social, and cognitive aspects of learning. And techniques like role play, group discussion, and self reflections are commonly used to foster a positive learning environment and promotes personal development. And for the last approach is constructivist approach. This approach is based on the idea that learners actively construct their own knowledge and understanding through their experience and interactions with the world. The role of the teacher is to facilitate learning by providing opportunities for explorations, problem solving, and discovery. Learners are encouraged to actively engage in the learning process, asking questions, making connections, and constructing their own meaning. And besides that, there are also methods and techniques such as TPR and CLT. Okay, so TPR, TPR or Total Physical Response. TPR is a language teaching method that involves the use of physical movement to promote language learning. In TPR, the teacher gives commands and the students respond by physically acting out those commands. This approach is based on the idea that language and physical movement are closely connected, and that by engaging the body in the learning process, students can more effectively acquire new vocabulary and grammatical structures. And TPR is particularly beneficial for young learners as it uh, provide a fun and engaging way to learn English while also promoting physical activity and kinesthetic learning. Okay, so for example, a TPR activity might involve the teacher giving commands such as stand up, walk to the door, or touch your head, and the students responding by physical carrying out the instruction. This helps young learners associate the spoken English with the corresponding physical actions, making the learning process more memorable and enjoyable. And the other one is CLT, or Communicative Language Teaching. So, CLT is an approach to language teaching that authentic language use in the classroom. The primary goal of CLT is to develop the learner's communicative competence, which includes both the ability to use the language correctly or grammatical competence, and the ability to use the language appropriately in different social and cultural contexts, or it called social-linguistic competence. In a CLT classroom, the focus is on creating opportunities for students to engage in meaningful, purposeful communication, rather than just memorizing grammar rules or vocabulary. Teachers design tasks and activities that require students to use the target language to express their own ideas, opinions, and feelings, as well as to negotiate meaning and solve problems. For young learners, CLT can be particularly effective as it allows them to practice the language in a more natural and contextual way, rather than just drilling isolated language structures. Activities such as role playing, information gap tasks, and problem solving exercises can help young learners um, develop their communicative skills and gain confidence in using English for real world communication. Okay, so that is the end of my explanation. So thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.